Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Pop Review. I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
And today we're talking about It Chapter 2.
Yes. 3-hour movie.
Yes.
I did not realize it was going to be that long. And
Sure felt that long.
There were definitely times, yeah. So this is a spoiler review.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen the movie yet, go do that.
Please
and
go
then
see it.
Come right back here. You
Come
can just
right
pause us. We'll be here when you come back. For the rest of you, we are going to talk about It Chapter 2.
Yes. So first initial thoughts before we break it down.
My first thoughts are, so it took me a little while to get into the tone, and once I was like, okay, then I started enjoying myself. I won't claim that it's like a great movie, but I had fun watching it.
I kind of agree with you too. I kind of got the tone of it right away.
Oh, you did? It took me a while.
It's just that the movie has pacing problems, big time. But I do love the fact, and we were talking about this when we were doing the trailers, is that they brought the kids back, and I like the element of how they brought the kids back with the flashbacks and showing the parts where they broke up, what was actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
That part I liked. But with doing that, it slowed the movie down. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I love that, but then, oh my God.
Yeah.
It dragged the movie down a little bit.
So the one thing, if you have been watching the channel and you watched the reviews that we did on the trailers leading up to this point, one concern that I had was, how the hell do they get these people to stay? Because I would be like, no, bye, I'm not helping you, I gotta go, I got like a life, etc., etc., etc. This movie did a great job of making sure that they had to stay. There was no escaping this. It's like, well, if you don't do it now, you'll die.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty much, but also they make sure to set up the fact that Beverly doesn't really have a home to go back to. Yes. So, of course you wouldn't want to, peace out and go back to her life because she doesn't really have one, etc., etc. So that was one thing that I thought they did a really, really good job on that I was afraid wouldn't work for me. Because
at least Mike's not the only one just kind of keeping them there. Beverly is also now we gotta finish this now because if you don't deal with it now, I've seen all of you die. You'll die. So you're gonna die. So
I mean, what better way to get people to do something?
Yeah, because I do like the fact that they were just not like, yay, let's all get him. They were just like, nope, I'm out. I want to live. Peace. I'm out.
That was the first 40 minutes of the movie was everyone just being like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Yeah. So I mean, but that is realistic.
Exactly.
Wait, what? I don't want to take out this clown thing. I'm out
of
here.
As realistic as it could be, there were still some moments where I'm like, just leave, just go.
Yeah. And I love the fact that they at least tried to. Obviously they didn't, but because that did work. Consider just leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm out here.
That was me the whole time. I was like, nope.
All right, so what do you want to talk about first?
We have to address the way the movie opened, because that was bullshit. I hated that, and I thought it was actually gonna mean something. I mean, so we have this gay hate crime, and which was really, really hard to watch. Probably worse than watching a alien clown eat your face off or rip your heart out. I would much rather watch that than watch the hate crime.
Especially the way it was shot. It was just oof. It was very brutal.
It was really uncomfortable. And I don't understand what the purpose was of that scene.
No, I don't either.
There wasn't one. I think it was just shock value. And maybe you guys can help me. I only sort of watched the original and I did not read the book, so is there more of a homosexual tone? Are there issues with that in the original and in the book that maybe they're trying to bring more of that into it, but it didn't make sense in the context of the rest of the film, especially because it comes and eats this guy's boyfriend and rips his heart out. It's not even a child. It's a full ass man. So I'm just sort of confused. Maybe I'm missing something, but I really hated the way the movie opened.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is because in the first one they're just bad guys for being bad guys. Guys being bad for being bad's sake.
Yeah, but you don't have to subject people to that kind of...
No, I agree, but I just think they took maybe that trope...
Took it a little too far.
Yeah, to another level. Like, oh, here's a line, we're just going to go over it.
But those bad guys didn't come back in the rest of the...
No.
Like, that scene had no bearing outside of the fact that Mike was there. And, or, like, the next day when they... And then saw...
all the balloons and stuff.
But all those details, the fact that it's a gay couple and there's this violent gay hate crime, these bullies that never really get, you know, there's no
so
like justice.
Stereotypical.
I don't know.
Like
what was that?
Small mind, small town kind of like thinking like.
Yeah, but you can do that without. I just thought the beginning of the movie was going to somehow tie into the rest in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, there would have been a better way to introduce Pennywise coming back than that. Like, I like the fact that with the little girl at the football game, at the baseball game, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where, like, he gets her that way. Like,
yeah.
Like, that was just...
He, like, pretends to be your friend.
Yeah, that was... I love that scene.
Yeah, they
like,
should open with that.
Like, how he tricked her.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. Like, that would have been a good way to bring him back in. Only if they... It would have made sense only if they... whoever he killed was someone important. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe that was Mike's best friend or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Or
like, make it relevant
or Beverly's cousin. Or something. You know, and be like, oh my gosh, they killed... Oh, yeah.
Like something.
There's no tie-in.
Like, that could have been anybody.
Yeah.
And basically it was just anybody. In terms of the story, it didn't really matter who that was.
Yeah.
So, you're right.
I mean... That was the only part of the movie where I was like, what? Like, get out of here with that. The rest of it was like, I don't know what's going on, but...
Well, there's another moment that took me out of the movie. We'll talk about it a little bit.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that now. Let's get it out.
Well, fine. So, towards the end of the movie, when we see the area where its spaceship landed, and then Mike's talking, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, baby. Mike's talking like, this thing has been here for 1 million years. I'm like, are you on drugs? There's no way. Like, as soon as he said that, I just started laughing. You know, like, how the hell that thing been there for 1 million years? Are you out of your mind? Like, that's just a little thing, but I just, like, it took me completely out of that space where the movie had really, I've gotten used to it already, but that line, for whatever reason, just took me right out of it. It was just so ridiculous.
There were a few lines like that for me where I was just like...
And that was the worst one for me. It was like, 1 million years? Are you crazy?
I mean...
That makes no sense at all.
There's so much we have to talk about with this movie. Okay, all right. Where do we start? Let's just start at the beginning.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
Alright, so we got the intro out of the way.
Yeah.
That very, very strange thing. And then,
Mike starts calling
everybody, and no one remembers.
No.
Either each other or what actually happened until they're actually on the phone with Mike. And they're like, oh yeah, Mike, I forgot.
Like, they had this feeling like, oh my god, like, something's happening.
Yeah, so that
and they don't know why.
That also made more sense to me in terms of, like, how are you not all in, like, a psychiatric ward, like the bully dude? Because they don't remember anything.
So they left.
For a reason.
But Mike never left.
Is also kind of, like, is this... like a defense mechanism, or is this something that like it does to you?
I think it's something. I think because they interacted with it, so once they leave, that effect kind of goes away, and then the memory of that kind of washes away. But it's funny how like in the movie, as soon as they came back and started talking about it, everything just started to rush back to them.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, I feel like all the characters were likable, and I could understand where pretty much all of them were coming from. Yes. Particularly, I feel Beverly was a strong character.
Yes.
Jessica Chastain did a really good job.
But you know what?
She's just a likable.
She's just
got
a
that
great
face,
actress.
And yeah, you know.
But what I like about it was the way the performances were for the adults. They played off the performances of the kids. Because in a lot of movies, or sometimes you might get the adult actor might be saying like, well, yeah, it was fine when you were a kid. I'm going to play it my way now as an adult.
Yeah.
You really didn't see that. You knew exactly, like, oh yeah, that's him. That's Mike.
Casting was good.
Like, the casting was spot on. If this movie did anything right, it did that right.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody was, like, that's Mike. That's Will. That's everybody. Like, they got it all... they got it right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want to say anything else positive, they got the casting right.
Yeah. And then, so like I said, it just took a while for me because of the trailers.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be much scarier.
Yes, I did too.
I was expecting it to be like, oh my god. So that's why it took a while for me to, like, tonally, and maybe this plays into a little bit of what you were saying in terms of pacing.
Yeah.
But so it started off like really kind of slow and creepy, and we see everybody in their lives, and we're building up to this. You have to come back. It's happening again. It's like, ooh, so there's a lot of suspense there, and then they're at this Chinese restaurant, and I'm just laughing the whole time. When like little,
but I think we're supposed to be laughing.
Baby spiders are coming out of the fortune cookie.
That wasn't very
and
creepy.
It's like, like I was just laughing out loud. It's like
the only part
that's so silly.
The only part I was laughing at is that when we saw it, like when they're like, it's not real, and then the lady comes in and they're like, oh man, we're fucking this place up. Oops, my bad. Where's the check? Like that part, like how it's messing with them. I like that part, but then after that, the movie just like. It just grinded to a halt because now we had to go to where Mike's like, well, we got to do this ceremony. And I was like, oh, here we go. And you each have to go out on your own and find your totem. I was like, what?
I was laughing at this point. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, it's that movie. Oh. Because then they like, so they drink ayahuasca and they're just like tripping balls. They're like, did you see it? Did you see what we have to do? And he's like, yeah, I saw it.
No, but then I like how they're like, no, why are we splitting up? Why don't we stick together? Like, yeah, why would you split up? That wouldn't make any sense.
I don't know.
You know it's trying to get you, and it messes with your mind. Why would you split up? You're asking it to kill you.
Because they did drugs, and that's what the Native American elders, when they were on drugs, told them.
And maybe that's why it didn't work for them, too, because maybe they were on drugs. Maybe you're like, no drugs, maybe this thing would work.
I mean, so missed opportunity. I just wish that those Native Americans would have come back at the end and just, like, saved the day. Because, like, if you're gonna be ridiculous about it, like, go all the way. Don't hover in this, like, no, we still have to keep it somewhat scary and grounded. It's like, no, you've lost me already. Like, go all the way. Like, bring in some old Native American priest who's just gonna be like...
Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, that's who Mike, like, hey, I went to that guy over there and he taught me how to do the ceremony.
I don't know. I feel like they were teetering this line of like, it's absolutely freaking ridiculous and it still has to be a little bit scary.
But it wasn't scary enough. Like
exactly. So
dip
like,
your
just
toe more in the scary part. Go that way more than the ridiculous. Like because like I love the fact that they brought the kids back because I thought it was they did such a great job. They deserved to come back. But the way they did it, it made the movie like grind to a halt. It's like, all right, we're telling Bev's story now. Now we're telling Will's story now. Now we're telling Mike's story. Like, oh my, like hurry up.
I know.
And I'm like, how many of them are there? 6? Oh my god, we gotta go through all. Oh, I was like, oh no.
And some of them were more effective than others.
Yeah.
Like, I did like the scene that we've seen in the trailer so many times. I like the suspense, with Beverly in her old home. Yeah,
that I liked, but just to the point where we were like, I gotta get through his and his. It's like I don't like. It just didn't work for me. I was bored.
Own personal. Well, here's another thing. Once again, tonally. And which also plays into the pacing. So, like, Beverly, for example, she gets beaten by her husband because she got, like, raped by her dad all the time. Like, that's some really heavy stuff. So there's that, but then you also see, like, this googly gibbly goblin that's, like, puking into what's-his-face's face, and it's, like, hilarious, and it's, like, these don't match up for me. You know what I mean?
Much.
Like, it's, like, funny to see this corpse, like, puking into his face, but then also, like, Beverly's dealing with this, like, really kind of fucked up shit that, like, a normal human being probably, I would never be able, I don't know, it just doesn't, it doesn't match.
Yeah, and then she's not really addressing it, really. It's like, alright, I left my husband, I left the ring on the thing, that's it.
Yeah, because he kicked the shit out of me because you marry like she can't break free of the cycle.
Yeah.
Like she's abused and she just keeps finding herself in those situations, and it's just like no one's gonna talk about this, and so she's dealing with that, and then these other kids are dealing with like I said, like the googly goblin puking in your face,
I know the movie's just a little all over the place, but
yeah, it was all over the place.
But it's like I was willing to like as they were telling their own individual story. I'm like, all right, I get it. But then once they got to tell him and they knew that thing was a joke, I was like, wait, I sat through that for nothing? Like that's not even a thing? Like you knew that wasn't gonna work? Like that annoyed me. It's like you use that as a way to tell these individual stories, like because we all got to go out our own and get our totem, just to find out. Oh, that was BS.
It was
like
it was the writers. What? It was for the writers.
I was like, what? You use that as a writing tool? Like, oh,
yeah.
Like, no. The boring part of the movie was all a waste. It was just a waste. Like obviously, like I like the fact that they brought the kids back, and I do like the parts in between it. The first one, chapter 1, where we see them in the bunker and all those things. I love that, and I also love the fact that we saw what happened after they broke up in those months, what they were doing. Loved all that. But there could have been you could literally have started out the movie that way, or while they're sitting in the Chinese restaurant, do the flashbacks at that point. And then it could be Mike saying, "Hey guys, remember when we blah 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 blah," and you flash it back that way, and then that's it, and then you just have
get
them
it over
go
with.
Yeah, get it over with,
and then the baby insect comes out.
Fine or whatever, like do it that way. But the way they did it, we're just like, all right, time for your story. All right, now move to yours. Now move. Like it's like, oh my god, it was so annoying.
That could have worked. Like the whole idea of confronting your past and going back to, first of all, going back to my hometown is like creepy enough, you know, but then there's this added element of I might die here, like, and all these creepy things are happening, so it could have worked. It really could have worked.
Not the way they did it.
But yeah, but not, it didn't.
So
it really could have worked. And I thought Beverly's was a good example of how maybe that could have. But this is like a tall naked lady. It honestly looked like the illustrations from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. If you're aware, it's a movie now, but it was a book with these really, like, kind of crazy illustrations, where it's just like the faces are all like, meh. Nothing was scary.
Not really, I mean, and that was one of the things I was hoping it would be a lot more scary than the first one. But getting back to them telling the story, like, what if like they're sitting there. Right, and they drink or whatever, and then they're surrounded by that totem thing, and they're like, all right, we all have to look into it, and then as you're looking, you're seeing what your greatest fear is or something, and then they get to visualize what it is. So I mean, like, there's other ways they could have done it, where we see the flashbacks, but they have to each confront their fear. There's a smarter, better way of doing it instead of tying them together, which took too damn long.
Yeah,
it just took too long.
I don't know. And why was Beverly's fear like a naked old lady?
I don't. Well, it was just more. I think it was just more representation of that. I don't know. But also the thing that really bothered me too is that we learned more about it. I didn't want to.
I did. See, this is the one thing that I wanted. I thought it was good because it gave us just enough without giving us too much. He's an alien, and at that point I was like,
then that's it. Oh, that's it. I don't want to know anymore.
But that is all we knew.
No, we like found out we saw a ship, and then
wait, we saw a ship? What? I missed that.
Well, I mean, we saw where it landed and all, like, and then the Native Americans went up against them before, and like, it's too much backstory. I don't know. I don't care.
See, I think that was perfect because we don't know why he came. We don't know what planet. We don't know anything about it.
I don't even want to, like, he's an alien. That's it. I don't know. Like, we found his ship.
I was so happy to learn that. I was like, yes,
I don't need to learn anything else. Like, I don't care who went up against him. I don't care. The less you know about him, Pennywise, the better. He's an alien. We kind of figured that out already.
Usually I feel that way about horror films. This is not a horror film.
It's
not. It's not a horror film. I mean, it's like it's a joke.
Kinda, sorta.
It's like supposed to be. It's not scary. It's not like
Well, then
it's not a horror film.
Then what would you categorize as? It's
action,
not a drama.
Adventure. Action adventure.
No.
Yes, because they all have to go find their totem. They have to. It was like supposed to be scary, but
I'll give you horror / action. I'll give you that.
Adventure.
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 But there's definitely.
But it wasn't scary.
Horror. Well, I mean.
It wasn't scary.
Horror doesn't always have to be scary. Be suspenseful. It wasn't that
fine.
much.
Yeah, it wasn't any of those things. Yeah, so at that point, I didn't care about learning more about the villain because it wasn't a scary story anymore to me. It was like this action adventure where they all have to band together and solve the mystery type of thing. Anyway, I digress. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you know this. You probably know this.
I may or may not.
In the book, the only thing that can stop it is a cosmic turtle.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And so there is a shot of a turtle in the library. And I think that's supposed to be like an allusion to like
an Easter egg,
a little Easter egg. But at that point, when I was like, oh my god, it's an alien, bring in the cosmic turtle. At this point, like with all this like crazy Native American stuff, and it's an alien, and like what is going on? Bring in the cosmic turtle. I was like kind of hoping at that point that just maybe the Power Rangers would come down or something, and just anyway it all over the place. There was no cosmic turtle, but.
That's fine. I mean, I do also like the fact that they killed some of them too. Like I like the fact that not everybody got home.
Yeah.
I do like that because that wasn't something I was expecting. Like
they killed all the Jews. What does it mean?
Oh Jesus!
You didn't.
Well, one of the Jews killed himself.
Yeah. Cause yeah.
Yeah, which was like, they found a way to make it more interesting at the end, where he's like he wrote that letter to everybody. He's like. I'm kind of weak, so I'm gonna kill myself, take myself off the board.
I was like,
wait, what?
Didn't buy that. Didn't really work for me.
What?
Didn't really work for me.
I mean, the way it was set up in the movie, you feel like it kind of got to him somehow and made him do that, or scared him to do that.
He planned this all along because he just loves his friends so much.
I want you guys to stick to finding something to make you stick together. I'm gonna kill myself.
But it was really because he couldn't find that last puzzle piece. See,
maybe, but like,
so weak.
But then
so weak.
But then, what if you killed yourself and then they were like, "All right, we're going our separate ways." You would have killed yourself for nothing. There's no way for you to know it worked. So I was like, I don't buy that at all.
No, it didn't work for me, and I don't know how closely they're sticking to the originals.
Yeah, but like, if it happened in the book, I don't care. You can't stick. Totally to the book. Do your own thing. It's a movie, not a book. There's the book and there's the movie. They don't have to be exactly the same.
Well, right.
If he committed suicide in the book, that does not mean you have to do it the same way in the movie. Now, if it drove him crazy and made him tricked him for him to slit his wrist, got you. I'm on board. For him to kind of like, for lack of a better word, wuss out and be like, oh, I'm weak. I'm gonna take myself out so that it gives you guys motivation to stay together. I just didn't buy that.
Yeah, I have a wife and probably some kids and like a job, but none of that matters as long as you people are okay.
I don't know if I wrote them a note. I'm gonna write all my friends a note though, explaining what I did.
From middle school.
That I haven't seen in 27 years.
Well, here's the thing. Like maybe that would have worked. Well, so they kept like talking about him the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't even remember which character that was. I was just like,
Stan.
wait, who is Stan again? Like, do I care about Stan? I didn't care about Stan. So, like, it didn't work for me that they cared about Stan because I didn't care about Stan. So,
well, I mean,
I don't know.
Well, because even in the first one, Stan is the kid who's like, or a little standoffish, like, just like, hey, I don't...
Standoffish?
I don't want to get involved type thing. Are you sure we have to do this? He's the reluctant one, right? So for me, it would have worked if he's gonna kill himself. At least let him get to the dinner, and then see
what he's up against.
Yeah, see if for him to start to remember him getting freaked out when he sees a little fortune cookies come to light, and then let him kill him, and then it can mess with him.
Or when he learns what they have to do.
Yeah, and he's like, I can't do this.
But like, how did he know?
I don't know,
ahead of everyone else.
I don't know, but again, that would have made his suicide more impactful for me, because especially when everybody at the beginning is like, I want to get out of here, and then if Stan commits suicide at that point, that's 100% way for them to stick together.
Yeah,
like, dude,
totally.
Stan killed himself.
Totally.
We need to stick together, man.
Yeah,
we can't let him.
We can't leave.
Yeah,
now.
we can't. Like that would have been a better motivation for them to stay.
Yeah.
If he did it when they were there, because they're like, oh, it's good to see you, blah 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 blah, and then him just like, no, I can't go through this again, and then him just doing it. That would have been more powerful than just do it before meeting them, and then like, oh, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Yeah.
So that, and then the way that letter at the end is like, oh, that didn't work.
No, what else didn't work? I don't know. Well, just I feel like just in general the CGI creatures.
Yeah.
Didn't, like I said, they looked like something from a children's horror story. They didn't look like something that an adult would be afraid of.
I mean, but maybe it is just more or less preying on their fears as a kid, even though they're adults.
That's fine, but me watching it, I was like, that looks silly. That lady looks like this. And she's all tall and naked. Look at those titties. Look at those. Oh. It was just sort of like, like I said, I had a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Because I was just sort of like, this is absurd and strange.
Very, very true. I hear you. It's just, I don't know.
I gotta say though, I mean, Bill Skarsgård.
He did an amazing job too. Like, say what you want about the movie. He did a great job in both part 1 and part 2. If there's a part 3,
watch.
Yeah, I mean, like, keep bringing him back.
Yeah,
he's doing really a great job as Pennywise. Like, just creepiest, and then like always a drool coming out of his mouth.
But he's kind of cute sometimes too.
It just at
the end when he turns into like a little baby and he's like.
But I just love when he's talking to kids, because it's like how he tricks them into like, nobody likes me and they'll make fun of me too, and you're like, oh, and then it's like, gotcha. It's like Dave Chappelle, gotcha, bitch. It's like oh, I got you. Hello. Yeah, like I want to be your friend. Like that stuff is great. Like he does a great job, especially in the other scenes. It's like whatever, but like those few scenes, he's great in, and he when he was on screen, it was like, yep, movie's working. When he wasn't on screen, it was just.
Yeah, I agree, and I mean, like I said, the CGI was like very strange, but I got over it pretty quickly once I realized this was not like your hiding the monster in the dark kind of movie.
No.
And then at that point I was like, yeah, show me more. Bring the clown in. Like Joker.
Yeah. Send in the clowns.
Send in the clowns. So, he did a great job. Yeah.
But I thought they were going to tie in more with the fact that it seems like only they know what's going on, and I thought they were going to bring in more of the element of like, hey, and the rest of the town's like, you guys are crazy. You guys are outcasts because you're crazy. Even though even though all the strange stuff is happening in that town, it's always been happening. I thought they were gonna play on more of the element of like, something's wrong with you guys.
I know, and it definitely seemed like everything was happening in a bubble, and that no one else noticed, or cared, or
or is aware of Pennywise.
We don't see the aftermath of that little girl's parents like being upset, which it's always helpful to see the reaction of people when bad things happen, because then you feel it too. But I was like, oh, they got a little girl? Oh, they do that all the time. No big deal.
We're used to kids going missing in this town.
Yeah, that kind of...
Yeah, especially because considering how Mike has been doing research this whole time, it would have been curious to see how the town's reaction
to him.
To him and see his friends coming back and seeing their reaction to Pennywise around them. How the town is like, what's wrong with you guys? There's just so much, like, for just a long movie, there's a lot of stuff that they could have done that they didn't do, that if it was longer and they did those things, I would have been okay with.
Yeah, I don't know, they should have maybe split this into 2.
Maybe, I mean, a lot of people are saying that, which...
Like the original, I guess, which was in 2 parts. But...
Well, yeah, but there was the kids part and there was the adult part, which this movie could have been like 2 adult parts. And maybe I would have been fine with it, but I don't know. What about Bill Hader's character? Does he really have a secret? Like,
he's gay.
Oh, that's what the secret is? Oh, I didn't know.
Okay, not very perceptive, huh?
I mean, yeah, I get it now, but
yeah,
it's just
now
like,
you get it. Now you get
it's
it.
like,
and he had a crush on Larry or what's
Larry?
his name? No, the guy who died.
Stan? Oh, not Stan. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
It's not Larry. What is it? Henry?
I know what you're talking about.
Whatever.
Yeah,
that was the name that he had carved.
Yeah, he carved it in afterwards.
He was. Well, he did it
again
because when he was a kid, he was too afraid.
Yeah,
you know, he's like, I can't let anyone know that I have a crush on my friend who's also a boy.
That's fine.
So like, I mean, yeah, but like, it would have been. It was weird that was like his secret, considering like what happened at the beginning of the film with the gay hate crime. I was like, oh, they're maybe gonna find some way to tie this in.
That would have made more sense.
But yeah, it just was like, all right, so he's gay, but
I don't get
nothing really happens.
But I don't get like why would he be still so? It's 2019, dude. Just be who you are.
Exactly.
So if that was it,
yeah.
And obviously looking back on it, I was like, oh duh. For me, it's like that's your secret, dude. I'm like, I'm thinking like, did he kill somebody or something? Like something where it's like you don't want anybody to really know. Penn's like, you want me to tell you your secret? I'm like, what, he killed somebody? Like, did he throw somebody over the bridge or something? Like, I'm thinking, like, what's like him being gay is like, what? That's it?
I know, yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can understand as a boy, but no, really? You're like, dude, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And they would have been like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, like your hometown has a different feeling, but.
I mean, again, when he was a kid, I get it. Like he wouldn't. There's no way he would admit to that back then, or would have been really weird to.
Yeah.
But 2019, why wouldn't he just admit to that?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm gay. I have a crush on you. You may not feel the same way, but just letting you know. It's like.
Yeah, it was. It did feel forced in a way. Like, and like I said, just in the context of how the film opened. I thought that was gonna be much more like of a, like he was gonna get his ass. I don't know.
But then why would then once he died, like you think he would then make a grand just like yes I'm gay and I loved him but he may never know but I just want to say like why then not really address it?
Yeah.
Just have him carve the initial like that. That's weak sauce.
Yeah.
To me, it's like
yeah.
You're tippy-toeing around it.
Mhm.
Even though, like, obviously, like, for me, it wasn't as obvious, but obviously it is obvious. But then you never really just address it directly. You allude to it. He got a secret. What's a secret? What's a secret? And it's like, that's a secret? Like, oh, that makes me feel even worse now about this thing. It's like, wow, really? That was it? Because I was, like, leaving and feeling like, wow, I wonder what he did.
A mystery.
Yeah. I mean, like, that was like, ooh, that's enough. That's something that they can... doing a third one if there's gonna be a third one. But now it's like, oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Whack. Oh, jeez.
What a weird movie.
You made me feel worse about it now. Why'd you do that?
I speak the truth.
True, but I mean, it's just
turtle.
like, yeah, I didn't want to see a big ass turtle. And then this, just them fighting Pennywise at the end, that big spider, it just like...
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't look right. It didn't work for me.
Yeah, because it wasn't like horror. It didn't fall into that. It felt more like action adventure. It felt more like they stumbled. Yeah,
it's grown ups.
Exactly. It felt like more like they stumbled across this like underground temple and there's this being there. They have to defeat it. It didn't feel like a horror film with like supernatural things happening because it wasn't. It was an alien the whole time who can apparently just like manipulate reality or I don't know. I had some questions. What were those 3 lights?
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
That was kind of creepy though.
Yes,
I did like the 3 lights part. It was like, what is that?
Like, don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look. Like that part, I don't want to know what that is because the more you dive into what he is and how he works, he's just not as mysterious anymore.
Yeah.
And the fact that what we learned about him enough was way too much.
Yeah.
I would rather that Native American stuff be a complete lie. Mike just made it up.
Yeah. I agree.
I wish he did that. I didn't want to know anything. They just stumbled upon, oh shoot, that's where he actually is. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This totem thing, that wasn't really supposed to work. Like, look, I don't know, the movie had so much potential, and there's so much stuff that worked in there. The fact that we're talking about the way we are, just shows how there was so much potential, and a lot of it got squandered.
Yeah. Were there too many cooks in the kitchen? Like, what was happening?
I don't know if there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Were like the producers pushing for stuff when the writers were like, no, and so they ended up with this like hodgepodge weird thing? Or
I don't know. I know there was a little riff at the when they were sort of talking about chapter 2, with bringing the director back. Didn't know if he was gonna come back or not. So I know there was a little tension there at the beginning, but I don't know if that's the reason why this movie feels bloated. Just feel like there's just too much stuff. That's like if they tried to do part 1 and part 2 in one movie. That's kind of what it felt like a little bit. So, and almost is like, if you didn't see part 1, we're going to make sure you know what's going on in part 2.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think you have to see part 1 to know what's going on in this one.
No, I mean...
You could just go in completely blind and be like, oh, so there were creepy things that happened to them as a kid, and they all have to come back and just, And
they kind of allude to a lot of that stuff in this one anyway.
Yeah.
You really didn't have to see it.
Wow.
So, I mean, I don't know what the thought process was, if there was like studio interference, or I don't know. Would it surprise me, knowing, after seeing the movie, if there was? I'd be like, that makes sense.
That makes total sense.
Like, Warner Bros. Wanted one thing, the director and the producers wanted another thing. That would make sense after seeing the movie.
Absolutely.
It just seemed like the tone was just like all over the place, and the pacing was like, yeah, we need the kids again. Put the kids, figure out how to get the kids in there. But then make sure all these stars we got, make sure they have something to do. It's like, all right, you're juggling a lot of things here. No wonder this movie has almost 3 hours long.
Native Americans.
So, I don't know. We're just dancing around it. But for me, it's just a matter of, I was looking forward to this movie because I really enjoyed the first one. I was like, I want this movie to be scarier.
Yeah.
It wasn't as much. I wanted them to bring the kids back. They did. I didn't like the element or the mechanism they used to bring them back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Casting was great, but Pennywise was great, but
kind of a mess.
It was like they have all these great parts. They just couldn't find a way to tie it all together.
Yeah.
That's where it leaves me. Any final thoughts?
That's all she wrote. I don't know. Like I said, I actually enjoyed watching it once I realized it wasn't going to be the type of movie that I hoped it was going to be and that I thought it was going to be. I was like, well, I'm in for a trip. There's things crawling out of fortune cookies. Let's go. So, no. Do you want to rate it?
Yeah.
Balloons?
Red balloons. Yeah.
Red balloons? I mean, I don't know. As a movie, I gotta give this one like maybe 6.5 balloons, maybe 7. Just because like I didn't like hate it.
Yeah.
It was not a good movie, but at least there was enough for me to like watch, and the acting, I like those actors, so like at least there was that, and then Pennywise is good, so it was entertaining.
Yes.
So 6.5, 6.75 maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 6. I mean, I think because what you said, the elements were there. It's like you're trying to cook a meal. You got all the ingredients that are good.
Yeah.
But when you're making it
separately,
something happened where after you're making the dinner or the meal, and it's like it just doesn't
needs more
taste
salt.
right. Yeah.
Needs
like
more
something's
cosmic
wrong.
turtle.
Like
more cosmic turtles.
They had all the elements, but just it didn't work all together. Maybe I have to go back and look at the script or something. Because it just didn't flow together for me, and it's a shame because, like I said, all the elements were right there.
Yeah.
Great performances, casting was great. Visually, I think it was fine because it kind of fit the first one. So I kind of got that vibe that like, all right, I'm scaring you as an adult now, but you're still kind of kid at heart. I'm gonna scare you that way. Like I got that element of it. That all worked for me, but it's just like I said, once they started telling those individual stories, it's like it dragged the movie down.
It reminded me of what is the movie? The what is that TV show? The haunting on House Hill. The house on Haunted Hill.
Is that a movie or TV show?
TV show.
Oh, is it TV show?
Where like it's about these kids living in this haunted house, and as adults they have to confront like their fears.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like the same thing where it's all just sort of a metaphor for like, you know, oh, I have to deal with the fact that my brother dying wasn't my fault. You know, like that's what all the characters have to do, or like, I'm worth it even though my dad raped me. So it just kind of was like, I've seen this before, but it wasn't scary.
I do like little Georgie keeps saying, "You lied and I died. You lied and I died." Like that was just funny.
They made it more creepy in the trailer. It wasn't very creepy.
No, only because you saw it in the trailer.
I did see it in the trailer.
And I mean, I do like the little twist where he's there as an adult and as a kid, and Georgie's talking to both of them. Yeah, I did like that little part of it. So, anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on It Chapter 2?
Yes.
Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if so, why on either side? Did you really like it? Why? If you didn't, why? Let us know in the comments below. Did you like Pennywise? Did you like the kids coming back? Did you like the adult actors? What part did you like? What you didn't like? Maybe them exploring Pennywise's backstory a little bit, or the kids going on, like adults going on individual adventures, which it was annoying. Like him having to get the bike back was like, oh my god, are you serious? Oh, Jesus. Anyway.
Cosmic Turtle. Did you miss the Cosmic Turtle?
No, that would have been just more ridiculous.
Exactly. That would have been better.
Maybe.
If they're not gonna make it scary, make it
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't know if that would have satisfied me or not, but
fair.
We'll never
You
know.
would have been like, what? I knew ahead of time. So
but just like
it would have been
that stupid millionaires thing is like, that's just a small thing, but it just annoyed me to no end. Just like, how to be there are millionaires, you idiot. You idiot. Anyways.
Yeah, Native Americans weren't around that long.
I know, you idiot.
Stupid.
Anyways, that line just really annoyed me. The whole night after I was like, what the hell did he say that for? Anyways,
good times.
Good times. Not digress. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Let's start the conversation below. Also, like, subscribe, share, do all those great things. Make sure you hit that notification bell to see when we do our next things on the channel. We do a lot of trailer reviews and movie reviews like you're watching right now. So until next time, I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
Hi guys.